Where do we start, Daniel? Where do we start? What one?
Colby Donovan, should we start with that?
Yes, Des. Your view on the Colby Donovan tackle. I think you've kind of expressed an opinion that you thought the young Celtic fullback should have been red carded at the weekend.
Yes, I do. I do think it should be red card. And while you don't ever want to see players sent off, you want to keep 22 men in the park. I felt that the challenge was severe. It was at pace. It was high. It was endangering the safety of an opponent. It ticks the boxes for serious foul play. I don't think for any moment that he wanted to inflict any pain or any danger on Obita, but it's a red card challenge for me.
We obviously can't show the clip here for obvious reasons, but looking at those pictures, I have to say, during the game, I thought a yellow card sufficed. But looking back at it last night, Keith, I do think he's pretty lucky, to be honest. He's really late.
He's a mile late, but I'm with you, Daniel. I thought my initial view was, yeah, he's late. It's a yellow card. I didn't see what Des has seen in terms of being high. I think he's gone in a quite controlled manner, albeit he's just way too late. And he's fully committed and he's going to take the guy out at that point. But I didn't see it malicious. I just thought it's one of these ones, Des, are we not in danger? And I know that VAR's there to be used, but sometimes I think when you put everything in slow motion, everything looks as if it's an assault case. You know, even something like that, slowed down to the whatever degree and looked at from all sorts of angles. I think sometimes it can look a lot worse, and I think we're guilty of going down that rabbit hole on a lot of these occasions where you're looking at stuff in the slow-mo makes it look 10 times worse than it actually was at real speed.
Yeah, I don't disagree. When you magnify anything anywhere, it's going to look worse than it is. But for me, when you look at VAR and why VAR's there, you have the opportunity to look at it at real time. You have the opportunity to look at it slowed down. You have the opportunity to look at it magnified. I just think that Colby Donovan jumped in there unnecessarily the way that he challenged. Now, we can't be judge and jury on the severity of the speed or the contact. I just thought at that moment in time, the way he's challenged, if the referee has the opportunity to look at it, I think that's worthy of a red card.
So what's the protocol then, Des? What should have happened in your view?
Well, what's happened and what I think should happen are two entirely different things, because Nick wasn't called across to look at it.
So you think VAR should have gotten his ear at that point and said, you need to take a second look at this, Nick? Yes.
If it was me, if it was you and I, and we were operating this game, I would say, right, Keith, I think this is worthy of an on-field review. You don't need to take my advice, but I think you should be allowed the opportunity to view it again. And he said, in my opinion, only me, my opinion, I think that was worthy of a red card.
One instant in that game that was given an on-field review was Hibs' penalty, the handball by Liam Scales. And look, I can understand obviously why this was given as a penalty, but to play devil's advocate a little bit, going back to what you were saying, Keith, when you slow it down, when you really zoom in on it, it looks like a Stonewall penalty. But I mean, he's crouching to head the ball.
It is a Stonewall penalty, Daniel.
He's not trying to handball it. He's crouching. I mean, what else can he do?
Well, as I said last night in the show, and to defer to Des and all of this, obviously, but my point being, Chris Sutton was saying during commentary, and I was laughing out loud at this because he said it 2 or 3 times, even while you were watching it. He said, his arm's down at his side. As the slow motion replay was showing that his arm was up here and that the ball was... So, to me, it's one of them that before VAR, does the naked eye catch it? Probably not. But when the video evidence is as damning as that, I'm afraid, for me, it's a penalty kick all day long, and not least because right behind him, if he doesn't make contact with his arm, Rocky Bashiri's got a tap in and an open goal.
We've went round the house so many times with this handball rule, Des, but it doesn't really matter, does it? That he doesn't mean to handball it, or does it?
I think and what I went down the line of, me and also my colleague Steve Conroy, handball should be deliberate and intent. Now, I don't think for a minute that, I'll say it, Liam Scales, keep calling him John, I don't think for a minute Liam Scales is intended to handball that. It's just come off him. I mean, it's like a scene from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon there, isn't it?
So what's your verdict on it? Should it have been awarded or not?
Yeah, I'm not going to use the Willie, the Royal, we can support it. I can support that. I think, okay, fair enough, that's a penalty kick.
I defer to my more experienced colleagues then. I don't think there was anything else. No, the other one that we wanted to talk about was Kilmarnock and Dundee United. A big call in that game, the penalty call. How did you see that, Des?
I can't see where they're getting a penalty kick from. Cannot see it. Football's a contact sport played at a high speed, high tempo. Do you know what? Players are going to come together. Players will make contact with one another. For me, I just seen two players, an attacker, a defender, going to try and head the ball at the same time, and they just made physical contact with one another. I don't think there's a penalty kick in there anywhere.
I have to say,
it's a ridiculous decision. It's a ridiculous decision made on the pitch by a referee. He's not Des's favourite, Mr. McDermott. But what the VAR? Why VAR isn't getting involved in that? I mean, I'll give always got to give the referee the benefit of the doubt because it's one view. It happens in a split second. These mistakes will happen, but that's the whole point. The safety net is supposed to be there. It's supposed to be VAR. It's why the whole thing was introduced. It's why clubs are paying for it. Why are they not using it in that situation? That's beyond my understanding. Des, help me.
I can't help you. We're on the same ABBA hymn sheet here. We're get nothing that we can say. VAR should be there to tidy up these clear and obvious errors. VAR should be there to make sure that decisions aren't wrong. This should be the easiest time to referee ever. Mm-hmm. You get more help. You get more help. You've got linesmen, assistant referees who are mic'd up, who are talking to you. You've got a fourth official who's at the side of the park, who's dealing with the management, and you've got two guys, a VAR and an assistant VAR, sitting in a studio watching it on TV. Surely that's the easiest time you can ever referee, because if you get it wrong, they should be getting it right.
And for Dundee United, who are one win in the last.
Who was on that VAR? Who was the VAR on that?
I'm not sure. I've not looked at it.
Do you know who I think it was? I think it was Andrew Dallas. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Andrew Dallas, and he's supposed to be our best operator in the VAR bunker. Well, I think we've got a real, and we keep saying it, but it's a real press and credibility problem. Des, it's not good enough.
No, I think the word used there, credibility, is probably the best word that we can use, because if we try and come out, sorry, not we, I'm not using the royal we, if we keep being given the narrative that it's being used for coaching and it's going to be looked at, I don't think that Matthew McDermott has been managed particularly well, because there's a lot of things went wrong for him over this season. And surely, if you're a manager and you're a player, what do? You take him out the firing line, you try and put a wee arm around him and help him and coach him and encourage him. And if Andrew Dallas, as you say, is our number one VAR, who keeps getting the big games, keeps making the same mistakes.
And just to confirm, it was Andrew Dallas on VAR for that. Matthew McDermott obviously refereeing.
What, are you doubting me?
Never in a million years. Just wanted to make sure.